welcome, world. Or should I say family? You know what time it is. Another, as my favorite word of the day is amazing. Going quiet. Another amazing episode featuring the Lifestyle Brothers. Our phenomenal podcast, videocast, vlog of Travel Star Tuesdays. Today, people, we have an amazing guest. Why do I say amazing? Because I like to praise people and put them into their proper perspective. We have the wonderful Dr. Give credit where credit is due, Dr. Juliana Gully. Round of applause, people.
You had the button yet?
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So going right now, relax, okay? So yes, I like to make sure I give people the proper credentials when they come onto the show. So, I have to acknowledge Doctor, because she earned it. She put that work out to, get her pedigrees put together. So Dr. JG, how are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful, Mr. Smalls. Thank you so very much. Thank you for the intro. Like I don't think anybody has brought me out like that. Like I'm feeling real good right now.
Good.
Well, no, you gotta let people smell their flowers while they can. So I'm always going to praise people whenever I can, especially when they've done the extra work, the extra leg work to reach certain higher plateaus, which many people falter and fail to do. So yes, I salute you, congratulate you, and also understand that you have your doctorate in the wonderful field of education.
That is correct. I have my doctorate in education. That was something that was like a lifelong dream. Like I actually pursued it, because my goal was I want to work with adults who also have that same dream. Because I didn't start this journey until I was very, very late in life, in my 30s. Like I didn't go straight to college from high school. I was literally 33, married, 3 kids, and said, you know what, I gotta get this done. I gotta get this done. So it started off with the little small. I got the associates, and then you move on to the bachelors, and you just keep going. And right now, I teach at a university. I work with adults who are getting their masters, and I love it. That's the most gratifying job I have ever had in my life to date.
Well,
Love it.
no, that's very inspirational as well, because I tell people it's not when you start the journey, it's about when you complete the journey. So whether you
Very.
started at 18, 28, 48, 68, you finished the journey, you made it across that finish line, as my coach used to always tell me, no matter how you run a race, cross that finish line, whether you're in first place, last place. So I salute you,
Yes.
sister.
Thank you.
Good.
I
I know.
appreciate it.
And we
I didn't
appreciate
finish.
you.
I went past college. I gotta go back.
I mean, it happens. Yeah, we
Yeah.
never really talked about this to our family
Yeah.
is watching, like, our real backgrounds, what he's doing life early on, whatever. Because I as well, I went to college. My baccalaureate is in it's communications, television and film. So some people say, hey, Smalls, you kind of natural in front of the camera. It's not that I'm natural. From my 10th grade year of high school, we actually had a TV production program. So from that grade on to my collegiate years was always with cameras, whether it was editing, in front of the camera, being a lighting guy, whatever. So it's just something I used to love to do. And it's strange how the universe works. I left it alone completely until Mr. Goon said, come on, bro, we should do let's do an audio podcast. You know what? Let's start recording a couple of our trips to show the world, that with black men that travel. So he kind of brought me back into this universe of, broadcast communications, because I left it alone back maybe 99, 2000, a long time ago.
Ain't it amazing how things come full circle? And that
Correct.
that was your passion, and you probably didn't even know it was your passion. So you went on to do other things, and then you get brought right back to where you started from.
Yeah, my big bro
And
brought me back. I was like, man, I don't do this stuff, man. But
You're
big
welcome.
bro kept
You're
saying, let's
welcome.
do it. So yeah, he brought me
see,
back into it. But it's funny because I said to myself, I've been considering going back to college to, get my master's. And my
yeah,
master's was going to be in education.
wow. See, and the reason why I took that route is because initially I wanted to be a teacher in classroom. But at the time, you can't work. You have to do an internship. So me not working and
Correct.
taking care of the family, it was not going to work for me. So I did everything I could outside of get that real teaching degree, with
Mm-hmm.
the thought that one day I'm just going to teach in higher ed. I'm going to teach on a collegiate level, and that's it. And I've done plenty other things in between them, just like you, Mr. Smalls, but came right back to education, because that was my passion. It still is. Other stuff paid the bills, but this is
Yes.
what I
But
love to do.
Well, passion is what fuels people's dreams. And I tell people, passion is what fuels your dreams and makes them become a reality. So, yes, you've done it. You filled your tank up to the fullest level and you was able
Mm,
to excel, which is dope. But now, speaking about fueling, let's talk about, well, the nitty gritty now. We call this Travel Star Tuesdays, right? So it's the
mhm,
reason why we call it as such, because we like to speak to our peers. Yeah, I can see Mr. Goon salivating because we like to speak to our peers. Now, the criteria to, to become one of our featured guest speakers of the day is not really so much that you're, a guest, you're a guest speaker. You know what I
mhm.
mean? It's to elaborate on and educate people on, remote regions of the world, places you've gone, places you've been, different things that people not be privy
Places
to
you're
doing.
from too.
So, yeah, absolutely. But so Boone was like, "Hey, I got a good person we could use. They live in Florida, but they've been places, which is dope." So I said, "All right, perfect, let's do it." So I want to talk to you about travel. Right now, have you been internationally, domestically? Where have you gone travel wise?
Good. So great point. So I have been internationally, but the job I had prior to teaching was a 100% travel job. Like my job was actually to travel. I worked from home and I traveled. I had the opportunity to go to a lot of different states that I probably would never have gone. And
Hmm.
I took advantage of it. So depending on where I was, I would take one day to kind of explore the different areas. So I would say that if we're talking about the craziest place that I would never have thought that I would have gone would have to be Fargo, North Dakota.
Fargo.
You guys are familiar.
TV show.
Yes, they even made a show
Fargo.
about it.
They made a movie about it. So I went to Fargo, North Dakota, and I was shocked. It initially I went. It was early, maybe 2014 or something like that. Was my first trip. And it was crazy because I see you guys go internationally a lot of places, and sometimes you guys are the only African Americans that I see in the photos. Well, we're talking domestic wise. In Fargo, I was the only black person I saw for 48 hours. I kid you not. Never forget this. But it was so warming and embracing, and they had a lot of stuff that from an educational perspective, but it was crazy. I was like, where's the other black people? It's just me. But and Fargo was just one of those places. So I would tell people, right now they put down like the pipeline and stuff, so now it's a lot more
Correct.
diverse. So it's a lot more diversity. They built it up, but if that's just some place that people probably wouldn't think about going,
Fargo.
who wants to go to Fargo, North Dakota? It's freezing cold out there, but
Yeah.
Maybe.
it was interesting. They had a lot of good restaurants. I tasted deer meat or
Yeah,
bison or something
deer.
like that for the first
What's
time. Yeah, or
Venison
bison.
or
It was something weird, like
venison?
y-
Venison.
Venison.
Yes.
venison. Yeah,
I
it was
had deer
something
once.
really really kind. Yeah, it was something odd, but yeah, it was a good experience. Like just going there and just honestly just the environment, initially just how it feels to be okay. I'm the only black person around here, but everybody it
Yeah.
didn't seem odd. The other thing I would say is no, in Fargo, the client actually took me on a tour. They took me to the rough part of town,
Hmm.
and the girl says to me, "Oh my God, it's so terrible. Last week they found a car on bricks." So I was like, "For real?" Like I didn't know if she was joking or not. Like she was dead serious. They found a car on bricks, and that was like terrible. That was like the worst crime.
Hey, you gotta be careful. Lock your doors. Lock
You
your
got yeah,
doors,
yeah.
man.
She was
How
like,
about coming
it's a
back and
car
your
on
car's not
bricks.
there
I
at
was like,
all?
yeah,
Woo,
like
woo.
I know, right? They probably
I call
yeah,
FBI
because
and
that was
everyone.
like
Yeah.
I was looking around. Yeah, I was like, is this for real? Like coming growing up in New York, you like a car on bricks. That's just normal. You
Yeah,
know?
New York, New York definitely, especially the metropolitan area, it definitely prepares you for different levels of what to expect. Like when people say crime, and you say, "Okay, yeah, they broke the window," you're like, "Huh? Stop
Yeah.
waking me up for this. I'm from New York."
I know. And they was
You
like
know,
on bricks, but yeah, no. Fargo was a good place. Seattle. I love Seattle.
was it
I was
raining when you went?
actually it wasn't. So
Wow.
I,
Nice.
I went a couple of times. So the first few times it was raining. I don't like Starbucks, so that's another thing. That's the whole
It's a home of
Starbucks stuff.
Starbucks, correct?
That was like a curse word. Like I was drinking Seattle's best because I'm a coffee head. But yeah, another time it wasn't raining, so I was able to go down to the fish market. What's it called
Really
Pike's
fish at you?
Market,
Did you catch the
and
fish? Did you catch the
huh?
fish?
No, but I have pictures. I didn't want to touch it.
Oh,
That
you have
oh
to
my
go
god, I was
back.
so they was no, I didn't want to touch it. I saw that little area where they have the gum where everybody sticks
Yeah,
the gum in the. I didn't know that it was legal to smoke. Like I didn't realize how legal it was. There's a park like right next to that market,
yeah.
and everybody's just smoked out over there. Um, a lot of good food in Seattle. I'm sure people know. So that was a good place. I went to San Francisco. Was it the Golden Gate Bridge? Didn't realize how bad. Like even coming from New York, you guys know like the California homeless population is no comparison
And listen,
to New York. I was not prepared for that. Like that shocked me.
they
Just
have encampments for you guys that are watching us now. They have actual
yeah,
encampments out there where it's literally a couple of hundred homeless people living in an encampment, and you're like, wait a minute, this is like legal? Is this state sanctioned? No, they just took over the area. Like, okay, we're gonna make us
yeah,
our own encampment of all
yeah.
homeless people, families, babies. You're like, holy sheep,
It
sheep. You know what I'm
really
saying? Which is crazy.
it is. It is, and it's super expensive to live. So a lot of them is working homeless. They
Correct.
work,
Correct.
but they live in the encampments, like you said. They have their own security. Like it, I mean, really, the educational perspective from that alone was like crazy to me because I'm like, wow. But LA is LA. So between LA and San Francisco and Oakland, the whole thing. I mean, that to me, those were memorable places. I'm trying to think.
Well,
Wisconsin.
now what about international? Now, have you been?
So international, yes, I have.
Oh, wait. So you've been privy to go overseas?
Yes, I have been privy to go
Wow.
overseas. Yes.
Talk to me.
Well,
Talk to me. Talk my
well,
talk.
I'll say Caribbean, right? I'll say
Hey,
in the
Hey,
hey,
Caribbean.
hey.
let me
That
get
is
my
So
over.
suntan
That
let's
lotion.
is
Let me get my
international.
that's
suntan lotion.
overseas. So let's talk. We started to talk about Montserrat, right? So my dad is from Montserrat, and that's a very small island in the Caribbean. It's in between Antigua and Saint
So
Kitts.
it's in the middle.
Super small. Yeah, it's in the middle. Like it could take to me. I think it took like 20 minutes to get from one side to the
Wow.
next. But
Right now, can you tell the listeners or viewers who are watching this, because it is a known historic fact about Montserrat, that something occurred, a while ago that everybody knows about.
yeah, so I don't know the exact year, but they had a volcano that was dormant and it became active and it just destroyed like half of the island. So a lot of the inhabitants of the island went to other places. It's been some years now, so it's coming back. I don't think the population probably has rebounded like it should, but it's coming back now. But the island in itself is a beautiful island. Like I had never in my life seen. They call it the Emerald Island. So if you look it up, that's the name. And
Correct.
the water is green, like literally white sand, green waters. Like I had never to this day, and I live in Florida, and we have some pretty nice beaches on the Gulf Coast. Seen water like that. Um, the island in itself is beautiful, like just the mountains and the restaurants that sit on the mountains. The downtown area, I know it's coming back. I mean, I went prior to the volcano erupting, so it was I have some pictures to reflect on. So the differences between the pictures of what I have of the downtown area and things that are not there anymore,
Hmm.
it's a big difference. But yeah, it's a beautiful island. Like I would say if you guys have not gone, put that on your list and to go
No,
check it
no,
out.
that's
Yeah, I'm writing
definitely
it
on my
down. You
list.
said
That's
the
definitely on my
emerald. I'm
list.
writing it down as we're talking. You're actually helping us educate. Well, you're an educator, so
Yeah.
doctor. Emerald Islands
Yeah.
at Montserrat.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
because ironically enough, I actually know somebody, via a friend of a friend, more or less, that was from Montserrat. And I remember the volcano erupted. And that was in it's like the early '90s.
Mhm.
When it occurred. Because when they told me the
Mhm.
story, I said the volcano erupted. They said, yeah, it's erupting right now. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
They said, like you said, it was dormant for quite some time. If I remember correctly, it was on like the southern coast of
Yeah.
Montserrat.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like when you go and you go in the mountains, especially if you grow up in New York. So first of all, that's like a culture shock. You go in there and you're in these mountains and to see the people that they actually lived on the side of the mountains, the volcano.
Hmm.
I went there and I love Caribbean food, don't get me wrong, but to actually watch them like kill the goat in front of me and then talk about we gotta cook it.
Yeah, it changes your perspective
It
sometimes.
did. I was like, oh
You was like, I was just playing with my dinner last
yeah.
night.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, so yeah, that was I still eat it now, but it was just a shock just to watch them go through the process. So but and then I learned about over what's that overproof rum like that. They love the carnival with the rum and lighting it on fire. I think prior to that I had never seen alcohol lit on fire before. That overproof 100%. But that it's a nice time to go if you're gonna go. I would say during a carnival time because it's
Okay.
really nice. December into January, and it kind of just like at that time it just slowed down. Like the island was hustling and bustling, and then in a matter of days, everything just stopped. And my dad was like, "Yeah, people get ready for carnival. It's big down here. They have the parades and everything." So I would say around that time, support the local island.
Definitely.
No, no, that's always been on my list. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. 'Cause I was amazed when I heard about the story, the
Mhm.
volcano, and I said, okay. And I believe it's what it's was it British rule?
Yes, British rule.
And I believe it's the lesser, was it the Lesser Antilles?
Lesser Antilles.
Good
That's
job.
correct.
Mr. Smalls
That's
doing his
correct.
homework.
So,
He's
yeah,
Well,
making
yeah.
no. Okay, well, the person was
educated.
actually my son's mother's father. So my son's grandfather was from
Mm,
Montserrat. So I knew a little bit about the country because I said, okay,
yeah.
it's somewhere I
Mm,
may want to go from because it's weird. My mother, she's half basically Montserrat and it's half
mm,
Anguilla. So I learned a lot over the years about the culture, like you said,
yeah,
carnival and different
yeah.
things. Like I'm fully American. But
Hmm.
I travel, so I always embraced other cultures, especially as a New Yorker. There's a lot of
Yeah.
West Indians, West Indian
Oh yeah.
heritage in New York.
Yeah.
So it's dope though.
It's big. It's big. When we talked about like the cricket. That's the big thing. My dad to this day watches cricket. you
Which
know.
which is dope. Yeah, yeah, no, that's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. So I have been to the Bahamas as well. I mean, I guess everybody. That's like one of your first. If you're gonna go anywhere, maybe that's probably most people's first experience internationally. I think probably maybe 8 out of 10. I don't know if you guys have done the stats. Probably would say, "Oh, I've been to the Bahamas." So, and that was nice. That was a good experience. It wasn't. I think I prefer flying into places. I do like the cruise ships, but I don't think you get the full experience because you're only there for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So when you fly into places, you could go and you can see different things. But you know, I did I like the Bahamas. I'm one that likes to kind of go on different excursions. I'm not really fearful, so I like the local view of things.
Hmm.
I want you to take me where you go. Don't take me to McDonald's. I could get that in in Florida.
You want the
You know,
organic. You want the
I want
organic
the
feel.
organic, authentic. Like take me to where you go. Where will you take your family to eat?
Okay.
Where would
So
you?
you
That's
had
where
so you had to have conch fritters. I know you had conch fritters while you were there.
I love comforters. I love comforters. Like
So
I
when you go to the Bahamas, I tell everybody if you go to the Bahamas, you have to have conch fritters.
and this place, I think it was called the Fish Fry. I think that's the name of the area. It might
Yeah.
fish something, but it was you go and it's a lot of locals and they have the restaurants there. So that's what I wanted. I was like, take me there. So my husband and I we went on a cruise and we were in the Dominican Republic. So I think it stops in Punta Cana, I think it is. Um and we went on like a tour. That was another good place. They took us and we were like, we want to go eat. We want to eat what you guys eat. We want to see what you see. So we went to this beach and it was weird. They had the driver sitting there and they were eating this food. Now the food looked good. Like I mean, literally, I'd have paid $10 for that plate. But the driver told my husband, "You don't want to eat that. That's the scraps. That's the." And I'm like, "Well, if it's good enough for y'all, then why is it not good enough
Yeah,
for us?" You know what I'm
we don't need lobster today. We don't need lobster and
saying?
steak.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no,
and they
no.
really legit wouldn't feed us that food. Like they wouldn't let us eat it. They wouldn't let us buy it, but it looked good. I was like, wow, But it's just crazy. Like when you go to different places, I guess like the perception of Americans are, they don't want what we have. What we have is not good enough. They want this upper. It has to be this upper, like you said, lobster dinner and stuff. No, no, I want to eat what you eat. I want to go where you go. I want to hang out with who you hang out with, which may not always be ideal, but I enjoy that.
Now, was that with a tour guide that took you around?
Yes, we went. A tour guide took us around, and he showed us. We saw everything. Like it was sad. I mean, he took us by. I guess they're called the landfills. The kids were out there,
Rummaging
the
through it, looking
trash,
for whatever
rummaging
you
the
get.
trash.
Yeah,
We went to this
yeah,
house where they were selling trinkets. It was these little kids. They were like, we were throwing them money. He's like, no, don't do that. If you throw them money, they're not gonna want to go to school. So they discourage you from. But I'm like, you can't help it. You look at these little kids, like, $5 goes a long way.
Yeah.
I piss out $5 doing nothing. So you give them $5, and I'm thinking, oh, that goes a long way here. Five
yeah.
American dollars.
You can feed a family for a couple of days off of that $5.
Yeah, yeah. And they were like, no, 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 you can't give them. So it was a tour that we went through that we used. Same thing. We went to Grand Turk. It was the same thing, and that was after like one of the hurricanes had hit. So you go there, and it really wasn't that much for them to see. But the tour guide is crazy. He took us. Everything was kind of beat down, but his idea of a tour, once again, a local guy, was, I'm going to take you. So this is the local drug dealer. Like we went on like the local drug dealer's tour, and he took us. Yeah, he lives here, and that island was small too, but it was crazy. It was a lady that had a restaurant. Just you never know people you meet. She was from Fort Lauderdale. She actually went over there and set up shop and had a Caribbean restaurant over there. So
Nice. Did,
I,
did you have the turtle soup?
no, I'm not that adventurous, Mr. Small. Like I don't,
Stick to KFC.
I don't know
Stick
about
to
eating turtle,
KFC.
huh?
KFC.
No, no, I
KFC.
don't know about you. But
KFC.
you, but
KFC.
you guys are that adventurous. Like I'm sure you've had some stuff like turtle. I'm sure
I will only
gator.
try turtle and gator if it was on the KFC menu.
You won't
No,
try it. So when you travel to all these places, you don't eat like their native
no.
food.
Chicken, yes. Whatever type of chicken
Chicken.
you have, I'm
Yeah.
going to eat. Whatever type
Yeah.
Pollo
of chicken.
loco. That's it.
Mm,
That's it. Whatever type of
that's
chicken.
it.
I've had gator one time in New Orleans. I tried it maybe like 6 or 8 years ago when I was at the Essence. I said, you know what? They had gator at one of these restaurants. So I tried it. When I say
Hmm.
tried it, I literally took a piece off somebody I know's plate. I said, let's get a piece.
Yeah.
Uh, mm,
Mm-mm.
Uh,
Well, let me ask you guys a question because there is one place that's on my list that I want to go
uh,
to. I'm probably gonna butcher the
hold
name.
on.
hold on. Let me get my headphones ready for this one.
I'm gonna ask the question, doctor. Doctor.
Yes,
Doctor.
Let's
Let me
get
get
it,
it,
Doc.
doc.
it's in Greece, but it's Kava Tag. Help me out. I'm gonna have to Google it. Kava Taganos, or I know I'm messing it up. Hold
Take your
on.
time.
I will. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
What color was it? What color did you see? Was it all white, facades, or was it blue?
Is that the place with
Hold
the
on. I'm
ship
gonna tell
that's
you
on the
right now.
beach?
Yes. Yes.
I just,
Yes.
I knew, yeah,
You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. You said it right. You said
The
it right. You said
resort
it
with
right. You
with
said it
the
right.
yeah, with the caves,
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
have your own like serenity pool
yeah,
attached to your
yeah. I
room.
know.
How do you say that? Kava
Oh,
Tagu.
Cabo Tagu.
Kava
Yeah,
Tagu. That's
Cabo Tagu.
Have you guys been there?
No.
No.
Oh my goodness.
No.
So our list is growing. First it was the other country.
I,
Now we're going there. Just give us a couple days just to pack something real quick. We'll Cabo.
I'm
Kava
for. Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I know it's CAVO something. Yeah, I'm familiar with
CAVO.
it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
So
but I've never gone there.
so they have this resort there, just kind of like it has these caves. It looks like it's attached to your room. Now, I mean, I don't know. People will probably look at it like, man, that's super expensive. You want to travel, but you don't want to break the bank. But to me, that's like one of the things on my list that it would be worth breaking the bank for, because the views are just beautiful. Like if anybody looked that up, this resort, and you're right, it had the cruise ships,
yeah,
ship sitting right there, and
It's a dope picture. I've seen the picture.
the food looks amazing. But it's probably even more amazing to go through the city and see what it's like, because it looks like everything is built on the side of hills and it's very colorful.
Yes,
Like one
yes.
thing you notice about Greece, it's extremely
Yeah.
colorful. So have you guys been to Greece at all?
No.
I haven't done Greece. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Like I've told some of my other, viewers and listeners over the years. I mean, I travel around different regions. I being a black man,
Mm,
I go to Europe, but I'm not European. So therefore, I visit Europe to embrace the culture and understand things. But I like to also go to places where the ethnic breakup and background is like, okay, I'll see some sort of people of color. Only
yeah.
because we might have more of a commonality in place in regards to, the triangle slave trade and things of that nature, how it worked out. Because, as indigenous people that we are, we're
Mm,
global.
yeah.
You go to certain parts of South America, you see the Afrocentric vibes or the embracement of it, the culture. You go to Colombia, you see statues and figurines that you could tell obviously they were of African descent, which is
Hmm.
dope. There's no real heavy African influence in majority of Europe. I do embrace it. I do like to travel and visit it, just like Mr. Goon has gone through many European countries. But the reality is, when we bounce around, I always make sure that I bounce around more, 70-30, a country that has some of us ingrained into the culture somehow or another. Whether we go to a completely Spanish influenced country where everybody speaks fluent Spanish, but they know at the end of the day is, they'll say in a broken English, I black, you black. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you understand, we
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
no, it's just a reality. We have a
Yeah.
commonality where it's like, hey, guys, you know what? Don't go there. I'm going to take you here.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
brother. Like, I got guys in DR. You my brother. We brothers. I'm in
Yeah.
the middle of where we at? When we went, I was in Cuba one time. So
Yeah.
Cuba, the guy was like, he's like, yo, we got a big guy on campus. He's the big man out here. Then
Hmm.
he meets myself and Goon. He's
Yeah.
like, wow, you my brother. You my
Yeah.
big brother. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Cuba. The way it works is based off the government setup. A lot of restaurants pay taxes, so
Mm,
therefore they base it off of how much money they perceive you to make. So a lot of restaurants dumb it down in regards to capacity, just so they don't have to pay a heavy tax. But the
mm,
restaurant's like, yo, we're gonna be closed for the day. We already had our capacity. But then when the guy saw me, he said, no, 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 that's my brother, and he brought me into the
Yeah.
restaurant, and they were
wow.
amazed, like, wow, you guys really could be brothers.
Yeah.
Bullhead, mind you, I'm
Yeah.
American. He's
Yeah.
Cubano, but they
Hmm.
embraced me just the same. They open up
Mm,
open arms. They gave us hugs. They brought us in like we were family. They extended that gratitude, like, hey, we're family. You guys are
yeah.
from America, but we still the same. So
Yeah.
therefore, that wouldn't happen per se if we were in,
San-
Greece. Not saying that it's not the love is
Santorini.
universal, but it
Yeah.
just not be the
Yeah.
same.
Santorini's on
And this is true story. So it was just like, wow, Goons, we've been in many countries where the door opened just
Mm.
off the fact of you, my brother.
And that's good to know because I got to tell you, I look at the pictures and I see some of the places y'all have been, and I get a little worried. I'm like, I don't know if I get them kidnapped or something.
Nah, there's
But I
nothing
mean,
to fear but fear
yeah,
itself.
and that's true. That's very true. But I look and I'm like, oh, wow. I mean, it looks really cool, but then it's like that whole, and you're right, it's that whole little thing in the back of your mind, like, wow, but this is unfamiliar
Yeah.
to me. But that's how you learn. So that goes back to when I was saying, a brick and mortar education is not for everybody.
It's not.
You guys are being educated in ways that we could only would love to, a lot
Thank
of
you.
people. What you're getting, you can't capture it. You can capture videos, you can take pictures, but really at the end of the day, that education is priceless. What you're getting, that travel, getting exposed to other cultures, meeting other,
People. Yes. I'm
people,
a people person.
building those networks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's good for people like me and the other people that tune into your podcast to see that. Like, man, they're doing it. They're going out, they're having a good time, but at the same time they're educating us on different things that we can see, that we can experience. You don't have to drop that money on that. It's nice to have nice things, but that money you spend on that Louis,
Yeah.
that could be a trip.
Oh no, that could be a
I
couple.
mean,
I'm sorry,
A
that could be a
be
couple of
five
trips.
couple of
trips.
trips for
That's
us.
what
Five
I'm,
trips.
that's what I'm
Could be a
saying.
couple of
I always tell
trips.
people like
But it's the
once,
truth.
like one, if you
Yeah.
do like a Patron and a Ciroc or a Patron and a Douce
Yeah.
or a champagne, a rosé with the
Mhm.
with the vodka, that right there is the whole entire
Mhm.
trip for us. From the time we pay for a hotel,
Mhm.
flight, food, cab, that's right there is the whole entire trip. Our trips are always, this is a Snapple fact. Our trips are always under $999. We have never been
Wow.
anywhere in this world that we paid more than $900 to go to. Never. It never happened. So you figure if you go to the club and have
See.
one hookah, one Patron, couple shots, one bottle of champagne with your girls or your friends celebrate. Right there's the whole entire experience that'll last you a lifetime.
Yeah, those you're right. Those memories, and even though that you guys captured things on video, you got pictures, you and Mr. Smalls could sit down and have conversations and talk about things and just reminisce. Like once you guys get to the point like we're not traveling no more, you sitting there, not saying y'all ever gonna get old, but you know what I'm saying.
No, that's a
You have a
fact.
conversation and Mr. Goon could bring something up, or you could bring, hey, remember that, remember this, and that's it. You can't get rid of those. Those are timeless. Those are priceless. And I'm very appreciative that I grew up in an era to where I know what it was like before all this social media, and I understand how to use the social media. So I have those memories. Like when I went to Montserrat, it's just the pictures and my memories in my mind, and the stories that I heard, versus there's a video for every little thing that happened. That's not the case. Or even growing up, it's
Hmm.
just I can have conversations with people and they're like, yeah, I remember that. Or, we're a little older now. We may forget some facts or we may change some things around, but
Correct.
still remains the same. You got those memories. So I applaud
Thank
you
you.
guys because that's good.
I want
That's good. I live vicariously through you.
Well, no. Well, we
you.
applaud you. We applaud
I
you
want to
big time. I mean, the things
yeah.
you said. I mean, I didn't mean to
No,
cut
but
you
I'm
up, brother,
excited.
but the things you said, you definitely been fueling our tank. You've been fueling our tank with those kind words of yours, which are very inspiring, which actually keep us going to doing what we do. Like I said, we didn't come out here to do a video cast or a vlog or a podcast. We love to travel. We traveled the world. We never recorded it and showed the world. We just did it. We may post one picture, say, "Hey, wonderful time in Russia." And they're like, "Holy, wait, you've been to Russia?
Yeah.
What?" And
Mm.
yeah, we just went to Russia. Then okay, I post a video of Mr. Goon speaking Russia, which blows people's mind. Like, whoa, wait a minute, your man's from Left Rack, he's from Queens. What's he doing speaking Russia in Russia?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like staged and we scripted it and said, okay, let's study Russian culture for a while. Let's just go to Russia.
You can't learn
You know
Russian
what I
in a
mean?
week.
So
There's
it's
no
just how
set
it worked
stone
out.
Russian in a week. You can't learn. No.
Nah. But it's just how it worked. But things like that, those comments you said, those kind words that you shared with us and bestowed upon us, it keeps us going. Like, we're not going to stop traveling. The world is kind of semi-shut down now, but we're going to get back to it in the blink of an eye. I believe that.
It's true. And the people that's out there, it's not just for the younger people. Like the people in my age group, what am I, the Generation X, we got to take advantage of it as well. A lot of us, our kids are grown now and out the house and sitting there trying to figure out what to do. Now is the time to get out there and just go. If this whole COVID thing ain't teach us nothing else, it's teaching us that you have to live your life. Do what you
Definitely,
do.
definitely.
If you want to just pack an overnight sack and just hop on a plane like you guys do, that's what you do. You ain't breaking no
Nope.
laws. You ain't have to worry about nobody. You get in there and you do what you do.
And
So
since
Dope.
I
Well,
want
I
to
appreciate you. And
before
like
she
you said,
goes, I want to give her a gift because it's very rare you find someone that could teach us, learn from, and embrace all in the same conversation in the same day.
well, she is the
It's your
doctor. She
doctor.
is the doctor.
Like I've been taking notes on the side. Like I have my little famous pen and pad right here. Don't think I'm not writing stuff down. I have a whole plethora of notes. I didn't take notes in school. I'm taking notes now. It's so ironic. It's so crazy. Sorry, mom. But I have to give you a gift for picking a country that we never even been to, which is very rare for us. It's like, so we have these beautiful stickers I'm going to give you. See the sticker here? So when we get
yes.
when we I'm gonna mail it to you as a gift. But when we go to this
Mm-hmm.
place in Greece, we're gonna put this at the
Mm-hmm.
hotel. So everybody knows that
Oh,
we were
okay.
here and they could just scan it. See how cool that is? So far we
Yeah,
have to
that
go to
is.
and Jedoya. What's the place called again?
Oh, the place you said, what was it? In
And
Dula?
Jedoya,
What was it?
between France
Endura?
and Spain, a little small. You take a bus from Spain to get to this country. I'm gonna stick it on there. Then after
Mm-hmm.
that, me and Mr. Smalls are gonna fly to Greece to go to your spot that you want to go to and stick this on the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody knows that
All
what
right.
we say we actually do, and we're not making this stuff up. And
Yeah.
we travel. Is what we do for our passion.
And you gotta go to
Yeah, you can
Montserrat
mustard.
too.
Oh,
So you and
Definitely.
Mr. Paul,
so let me
you
get two more
gotta go to
stickers then.
Montserrat.
How about I give you a sticker
Hey, there's a recording studio. There's a famous recording
in
studio there
Montserrat?
too. So y'all gonna have to go up
Okay.
there. Yeah. You're gonna have to give them 16 bars, Mr.
Oh,
Smalls and Mr. Gully.
I'm
They
the.
need
Uh,
16. They need
I got you,
16.
G. You know what? I'm the hype right now. This thing right there. Stand in the pocket.
All
Wait, wait,
right,
wait.
all right, all right.
No,
Listen, 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 doctor. Don't get him started. But doctor,
no.
listen. I want to give you a.
I got
Oh
bars. I
God,
got
no,
bars.
no, no,
All
no.
right. I'll save it. I'll save it for later.
Thank you. Well, doctor, listen.
Yeah.
It's been a delightful treat to have you here today. I learned some things. I was able to embrace what you were saying. It was very well received, heartfelt, and we thank you for coming out. Big round of applause, guys, for Dr.
Thank you
Juliana
guys.
Gully. We thank you
Thank
for
you
coming
guys.
out. We thank you for coming
Thank
out.
you. I look forward to
You
yeah.
look forward,
No, no, no. Say you ain't say no
you
more.
look
We
forward to hearing my
appreciate you. You
songs
said
on
enough.
iTunes?
You've done
Yes,
enough.
it's coming. I'm getting a freestyle in the green room after we're
All
done.
right.
And
To my travel family who's watching this today, we thank you for tuning in. As always, tell a friend to tell a friend. The Lifestyle Brothers are here. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the Lifestyle Brothers. You know, you can find us on YouTube. The Lifestyle Brothers. It's real simple. My favorite one of them all, though, of course, is the world famous www.thelifestylebrothers.com. So until next time, people, you already know what it is. Fly, fly, fly away. Make it happen. Till next time. Yo, I told you
I got
about that.
through it.
Let me end
All
this
right,
thing,
I'm out
man.
of
I'm
here.
out of here. I told him about this bird call, man. Enough is enough. Thank you for your support. It keeps us motivated to keep doing what we do. To find out more about us, you can catch us at www.thelifestylebrothers.com. On Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, you can find us at the same name, The Lifestyle Brothers. And if you want to find some dope cinematic shots, bloopers, travel reels, be sure to subscribe our YouTube channel, The Lifestyle Brothers. Once again, on behalf of Goon and myself, we thank you.